Hello everyone. Today we will study a very important topic of cellular respiration or cellular physiology. This is cellular respiration and this is the feature of all the living cells. Means this is indispensable characteristic feature of all living cells continuously occurring day and night. Means feature of all the living cells. This is feature of all living cells continues day and night releasing amount of energy that is required for completion of every different types of physiological activity of the body. So this energy is very essential, that is released after respiration of the food. So this happens in every cells, every living cells. Purpose of this one, purpose to release energy, to release energy after oxidation of food, or we can say a respiratory substrates. So what is respiratory substrates? Respiratory substrates are that organic compounds which undergoes oxidation process to release energy. These are the respiratory substrates. Carbohydrate, protein, lipids, these are respiratory substrate, but this one is most essential, that gives quick energy. Okay, this is a stepwise process, stepwise enzymatic process in which the respiratory substrate oxidizes to release energy. This cellular respiration includes or completes in three different stages within the cell. Means completes in three different stages within the cell. Completes in three different stages within cell. Within every living cell. How this complete? Let's see in the next step. This is outline structure of a typical cell, and this is eukaryotic cell having nucleus here. Suppose this is nucleus and there is the nuclear pore, and this is the genome or genetic material present inside nucleus. This is cell membrane, and cell membrane is made up of, as we know, cell membrane is made up of lipid plus protein. But there is the passage, there are many passages in the cell membrane through which the respiratory substrate enters into the cell. Just like we can take example of one of the respiratory substrate or most essential respiratory substrate, that is glucose. When this glucose will enter through this channel, glucose, and this is known as GLUT channel. GLUT means glucose transporter protein. This is glucose transporter protein. Protein channel. It is of different types, type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4, depending upon the nature of the cells. There will be different types of GLUT or glucose transporter protein. generally in human body type 1, type 2, type 3 and type 4, all different types of glucose transporter proteins are found in human body. Through this channel the glucose will enter, and when this glucose will enter, first oxidation of this glucose will take place in the cell cytoplasm. This is cytoplasm. So first breakdown of this glucose, cellular respiration is the breakdown process, stepwise breakdown of a respiratory substrate. Stepwise breakdown process of respiratory substrate. So when it will enter into the cell cytoplasm, it will first oxidized in therefore as this glucose or any respiratory substrate like protein and lipid will enter into the cell cytoplasm, first step of oxidation will take place in the cell cytoplasm. Here the first oxidation of this respiratory substrate, oxidation, and when it will oxidize in the cell cytoplasm, this process is known as glycolytic or glycolysis. When glucose is broken down into other end product, that will be termed as glycolysis, and glycolysis also known as EMP pathway. EMP means embedded mayor of the pathway, Parnas pathway. So this glucose will be broken down into two end product, means pyruvic acid, or we can also say pyruvate or pyruvate. Here also pyruvic acid or pyruvate. This glucose is 6 carbon containing compound. When it will be broken down into 2 molecules of pyruvate, naturally there will be 3 carbon compound. This pyruvic acid must be 3 carbon containing compound. Here when the oxidation will take place in the cell cytoplasm, what will be the product during this cycle? During every steps of the glycolytic pathway, there is generation of 4 ATP, but 2 ATP already lost at the substrate level, but here generation of 4 ATP and generation of 1 reducing power, 2 molecules of reduction power, that is a 2NADH2. NAD is a cofactor, it will be reduced by adding hydrogen. So this is the end product of this glycolytic pathway. In details we will study later, but when these 2 pyruvic acid will enter into the mitochondria and the reaction will proceed, next step of the oxidation reaction will proceed inside the mitochondria. So these 2 when enter into the mitochondria, this is the mitochondria of the cell, this is mitochondria of the cell where the aerobic respiration will take place. Here in glycolytic pathway there will be no use of the oxygen. So this is anaerobic process. This is anaerobic process. That is no use of O2. And when these will enter into this one, and this also will enter into mitochondrial matrix. Here this is matrix, the fluid present inside the mitochondria known as mitochondrial matrix. So when it will enter, both the pyruvic acid will enter. At this place there will be the link reaction. When this pyruvic acid and this pyruvic acid will enter into the cell mitochondria, here there will be the link reaction. This one, this is link reaction, and this side also link reaction. link reaction. So two steps of the link reaction will take place for each pyruvic acid. The link reaction will proceed and it will result into production of CO2 and NADH2, formation of reducing power NADH2. This side also there is the formation of CO2 and NADH2, means from the every pyruvic acid, when that pyruvic acid will enter into the mitochondria, there is generation of one CO2 and one NADH2 from each one. So total number of CO2 will released in link reaction are 2, this side one and this side one. Okay, so generation of 2 carbon dioxide molecule by the action of dehydrogenase and decarboxylase enzyme, and these two are known as reducing power. One reducing power generated in glycolytic pathway, two reducing power generated in glycolytic pathway, and two reducing power NADH2 as NADH2 generated in the link reaction. And when this pyruvic acid will enter, this is pyruvic acid, this is pyruvic acid. When this pyruvic acid enter in the mitochondrial matrix, it will proceed next step of the reaction, because when pyruvic acid will enter into the link reaction, CO2 will release, NADH2 will release. This is 3 carbon containing compound, 1 carbon already released or expelled out as CO2. So 2 carbon containing compound will leave here, and that will be acetyl coenzyme A. Acetyl coenzyme A. This is acetyl coenzyme A. Here also acetyl coenzyme A. Coenzyme A. This will be acetyl coenzyme A. This is also cofactor. So this is acetyl coenzyme A. Production of acetyl coenzyme A. This is 2 carbon containing compound 2C. This is 2 carbon containing compound. This is 2 carbon containing compound. It will enter into mitochondrial matrix, and the next step of oxidation of this substrate will proceed, and it will be accepted by OAA, oxaloacetic acid. That oxaloacetic acid is 4 carbon containing compound. When this oxaloacetic acid will be accepted by acetyl coenzyme, first product of this substrate will be here. This will be 4 plus 2 citric acid, and citric acid is 4 carbon containing compound. Now this cycle will proceed. This cycle in the mitochondrial matrix is known as Hans-Krebs cycle or tricarboxylic acid cycle or citric acid cycle. So this is 4, this will be the 6 carbon containing compound, not 4 carbon containing compound. This will be the 6 carbon containing compound. Here the TCA cycle will takes place inside the mitochondrial matrix, TCA cycle, and the product of the TCA cycle will enter into the inner mitochondrial membrane. Here this one is inner mitochondrial membrane, and inside inner mitochondrial membrane there will be the ETC. Here in inner mitochondrial membrane, ETC and oxidative phosphorylation will occur. Oxidative phosphorylation. Two steps will take place here. At the substrate level there is the production of 4 ATP. When substrate will oxidize to generate ATP, that process is known as oxidative phosphorylation. When this reducing power will oxidize in ETC and oxidative phosphorylation, this process will be termed as oxidative phosphorylation. and in oxidative phosphorylation there will be the use of oxygen to form water molecule. Let's see in next step how this entire process will take place. It means cellular respiration completes in 3 steps. First is glycolysis, second one is TCA cycle, and third one is ETC and oxidative phosphorylation. How this will take place, let's see. This cellular respiration will occur inside the cell where the respiratory substrates will undergo 3 physiological process, 3 step by enzymatic process. First one is glycolytic pathway, and this glycolytic pathway will complete in cell cytoplasm. It will complete in cell cytoplasm. This is Krebs cycle or tricarboxylic acid cycle. This TCA means tricarboxylic and A for acid cycle, or we can also say this is citric acid cycle. And this citric acid cycle takes place in the mitochondrial matrix. In between these two there is link reaction. Link reaction also occurs in mitochondria. And ETC will occur in the inner mitochondrial membrane. It will complete in inner mitochondrial membrane. Inner mitochondrial membrane is rich in enzyme or enzyme complexes that will complete the electron transport chain or electron transport system, ETS. And then during the electron transport system there is the formation of ATP. That process is known as oxidative phosphorylation by using oxygen. So oxygen will be utilized in the formation of water in the inner mitochondrial membrane. So here this will also occurring in mitochondria. So these 3 processes inside the mitochondria: link reaction, Krebs cycle, and ETC or oxidative phosphorylation. This was first enunciated by Embden-Meyerhof Parnas. That's why this is also known as EMP pathway. This was enunciated by Hans Krebs. That's why this is known as Hans-Krebs cycle. Okay, so here we can explain, we can study stepwise all these 3 steps of the cellular respiration. Let's see how these all cellular respiration will occur inside the cell, every living cell. Okay, let's see. This is first step of cellular respiration, glycolysis or EMP pathway, Embden-Meyerhof pathway. This takes place in all living cells. We can write takes place in all living cells. There is no use of oxygen in this glycolytic pathway. That's why this is known as anaerobic respiration. Even the oxygen is present in the cell cytoplasm, but that oxygen is not involved in the reaction. This is 10-step process. Ten-step process that will take place in cell cytoplasm. Here there is generation of ATP at the substrate. That process is known as substrate level phosphorylation, SLP, substrate level phosphorylation. Generation of ATP and reducing power NADH2. There is no elimination of CO2 in this process. One NADH2 and pyruvic acid pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid is the end product of this cycle. So this is outlined structure of a typical eukaryotic cell. Here this is the passage for entering of glucose. This is the passage for entering the glucose. This glucose is 6 carbon containing compound, means 6,6H12O6. This is glucose and this is glute. This is glute. So this glucose will enter into the cell cytoplasm and the first step of the reaction will take place, and this one is first step of reaction. This is first step of reaction. This glucose will be broken down into glucose 6-phosphate. This is known as glucose 6-phosphate. Glucose 6-phosphate, PO4 minus. This is glucose 6-phosphate, and the enzyme will act over it. This enzyme is hexokinase. This is the enzyme. First enzyme will take place here. Hexokinase. Kinesis means breakdown. Hexa means 6, means this enzyme will act on the 6 carbon containing compound. This is 6 carbon, 6C. So this hexokinase acts on every cell cytoplasm, but in liver cell there will be glucokinase enzyme. This glucokinase enzyme will act over the glucose present in liver cell. This is liver cell, human liver cell. Okay. Now this glucose 6-phosphate, here is the PO4 minus. The question arises, from where this PO4 phosphate molecule will come. This PO4 minus will come. So the source of this PO4 is ATP. This ATP will hydrolyze to give out ADP plus inorganic phosphate. This inorganic phosphate will add here. Now next step, this is the second step of the reaction. This is second step of reaction. In second step of reaction, there is, this is first step of reaction and this second step of the reaction. The first step of reaction is irreversible, whereas second step of the reaction, this will be reversible. Okay, this is second step of reaction. Here we can write step 2. This glucose will turn into fructose 6-phosphate. This glucose will turn into fructose 6-phosphate. Here we can write, this will be fructose 6-PO4 minus. There is reshuffling of the functional group only, means the functional group of this glucose molecule will change the place to form fructose. So here fructose, glucose 6-phosphate will turn into fructose 6-phosphate. So the enzyme will act here. That enzyme will be isomerase. This is isomerase. Now the third step of the reaction. This is third step of reaction, and third step of reaction is also irreversible reaction. This fructose 6-phosphate will turn into fructose 1,6-phosphate. Here we can write fructose 1,6-phosphate PO4 minus. Again the question arises, this is another phosphate molecule at first position of the carbon atom of fructose. What is the source of this phosphate molecule? Again this is the third step reaction, and in third step reaction the source of this phosphate molecule is ATP. So ATP will hydrolyze to form inorganic phosphate and ADP. This is third step of reaction, and this is not reversible. The source of this phosphate molecule is here, this one, and there is very important enzyme, allosteric enzyme will act over on this substrate, and that enzyme is phosphofructokinase. This is phosphofructokinase. This is allosteric enzyme. This is pacemaker of the glycolytic pathway enzyme. This is pacemaker. It controls the entire glycolytic pathway. Now next step, that will be the fourth step. So here the fourth step, this will form two different molecules. After breakdown of this will form two. First is glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. This is 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde, or this is fourth step reaction. This is fourth step reaction, and this reaction will be conducted by another enzyme, and that enzyme will be aldolase. Now this will form 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde, or we can also write glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. And another might be, this will be dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Dihydroxyacetone phosphate PO4 minus. This is reversible. This one is reversible. So here another isomerase enzyme will act. This is also isomerase enzyme. Okay, this is isomerase. Now next step, that will be, this is fifth step. This is fifth step reaction. Next will be sixth step reaction. After the oxidation of this glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, this is a reversible reaction, and this step is sixth step of the reaction. This is sixth step of reaction. Here dehydrogenase enzyme will act. Here dehydrogenase. So enzyme will act over this substrate is dehydrogenase. Means there is the hydrolysis of the water to release 2 proton and 2 electron molecule. Here dehydrogenase. So when the hydrogen will release, there will be the formation of NADH2. If this will 2 molecules of either this one or this one. So if this is also 2 molecules, this will be also take 2 molecules. If the reaction will proceed from this, we can take 2 molecules of this, or if the reaction will proceed from this phosphoglyceraldehyde, 3 phosphoglycerine, 2 molecules. This is 6 molecules, this is 3 carbon containing molecules. So 2 molecules will be involved in the rest of the reaction here. So there is the formation of 2 molecules of NADH2. Here we can write. Now what will happen after oxidation of this 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde or glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate molecule? This will form 1,3 here. This will form 1,3-phosphoglycerate. Here this is 1,3-phosphoglycerate. It will form 1,3-phosphoglycerate. This is the next step of the reaction. So this is next step. It will continue the process and will form. This will also the reversible reaction, and this is the 7th step of the reaction. There is 2 phosphate molecule, one at the first position and next one is the third position. This is 7th step reaction. One of the phosphate molecule will be released to form here. This phosphate molecule will be accepted by ADP, and inorganic phosphate will come from here to form ATP. So 2 into this 2, so 2 ATP will be formed at the 7th step of the reaction. This is known as substrate level phosphorylation process, and it will form a 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde, 3-phosphoglycerate. The phosphate molecule will be present only on the third step, third position of this carbon, of this glycerate. Now this 3-phosphoglycerate will proceed the reaction. It will advance the reaction, and next step, when this reaction will proceed, the enzyme will act over here. One more enzyme will act, and that enzyme is known as transphosphorylase. Here the enzyme acting over this substrate is transphosphorylase. Now this will proceed the next step of the reaction. This is the substrate, and this will proceed next step of the reaction. So this 3-PGA means 3-phosphoglycerate will conduct the next step of the glycolytic pathway, and this reaction, the substrate completes next step of reaction, and the reaction conducted by this enzyme mutase. This is the 8th step of the reaction, and after action of this enzyme over this substrate will form 2-PGA, 2-phosphoglycerate molecule. Now this is 8th step of reaction, and this is a reversible reaction. It's not an irreversible reaction, this is reversible reaction. And now this PGA, 2-phosphoglycerate, will also conducted by another enzyme, and that another enzyme is known as enolase. And when enolase will act over PGA, 2-phosphoglycerate molecule, it will give the product of phosphoenol pyruvate. This is phosphoenol pyruvate, two molecules of PEP, phosphoenol pyruvate, will be formed. Phosphoenol pyruvate, this will be formed. And now this is the ninth step of the reaction. This is ninth, and now the final step of the reaction of the glycolytic pathway. This is the 10th step of the reaction, and 10th step of reaction of the glycolytic pathway is irreversible. This is irreversible. So this will be conducted by another enzyme, and that another enzyme is known as phosphate dehydrogenase. Here the phosphate the 10th step of the reaction is conducted by the 10th step of the reactions of this glycolytic pathway is conducted by enzyme pyruvate kinase. So when the pyruvate kinase will act over this substrate, another ATP will be generated here due to removal of phosphate molecule. So the acceptor of inorganic phosphate is ADP, and the phosphate molecule will come here and it will bind to the ADP to form ATP. This is next step of substrate level phosphorylation. This is also substrate level phosphorylation, SLP, substrate level phosphorylation. Two molecules of ADP will bind with the inorganic phosphate to form 2 ATP, because two molecules of phosphoenol pyruvate is here. So the final product of this glycolytic pathway, entire glycolytic pathway, two molecules of 2 into pyruvic acid or pyruvate. This two molecules of pyruvate will be formed at the end of the glycolytic pathway. Here there is 3 steps of the reactions. Step 1, this step 1, step 1, step 3 and step 10. This is 10th step of the reaction glycolytic pathway. This is 10th step. So first, third and 10th step. This 10th step, this is not a reversible reaction. These three, first step, third step and 10th step, is irreversible reaction. Whereas there is the formation of ATP, generation of ATP, and that generation of ATP is known as substrate level phosphorylation. Substrate level phosphorylation takes place at the 7th step and 10th step of the glycolytic pathway. 7th and 10th, 4 ATP generated, whereas 2 ATP already consumed at for the activation of this glucose molecule and fructose 6-phosphate molecule. So 2 molecules of ATP already consumed at the substrate level, substrate level. That's why net gain of the ATP in entire glycolytic pathway is 4 generated, 2 lost. This is known as, these two are known as pay on. Pay on is 2 ATP, whereas 7th, this one, pay off, and this is also pay off process. This is pay off. Okay. Summary of the AMP pathway. It is 10-step enzymatic process. Enzymatic process. First, third and 10th. First, third and 10th step. This is irreversible. These three are irreversible. Rest of the steps of glycolytic pathway are reversible. Pay off process, pay on process. first and third. Consumption of 2 ATP consumed. Payoff process. Payoff process. 7th and 10th step. ATP generated. 4 ATP generated. Net gain of ATP. Net gain of ATP, it means payoff minus pay on. Payoff minus pay on means 4 ATP minus 2 ATP. Net gain 2 ATP. So net gain is 2 ATP. NADH2 reduced. Generation of reducing power. Generation of reducing power. NADH2. It will generate ATP when it will go inside the mitochondria. Inner mitochondrial membrane will conduct electron transport chain or electron transport system, where this will be oxidized to form ATP. Now end product. Two molecules of pyruvate or pyruvic acid. Two molecules of pyruvate or pyruvic acid that will go inside the mitochondria, that will enter into the mitochondria. When it will enter into the mitochondria, with these two molecules of pyruvate will, when enter into the mitochondria, the link reaction will conduct. The first step of the reaction is link reaction, then Krebs cycle, and final product of these entire reaction, that is the reducing power. Reducing power will generate ATP during electron transport chain and oxidative phosphorylation.